I guess there was some interest in learning a little bit how the waterkeeper movement started, because there's almost 200 riverkeepers and waterkeepers now in the country. These different citizens groups started forming in, actually all in various places around the country. And they all had one thing in common, was that they were figuring out what was polluting the rivers, and they were using legal advocacy to try to fix it.
Being an advocate for an area like this is very important. What we really need to be worrying about doing and being very vigilant about is watching it and taking care of it, so that our grandchildren and their children and all those people that come after them are able to enjoy it just as much as we are. Maybe even more. They'll be able to eat some more fish.
I ran a fishing guide service on this river for about 8 years full time, and this was one of the stretches that I guided. Many people have called the Shenandoah River the best smallmouth bass river in the country. And in 2004, we lost most of the fish I was guiding for in the North Fork Shenandoah on the other side of the mountain. In 2005, we lost them here, at which point the Potomac Riverkeeper asked me if I would be interested in closing my guide business to do the same work that he did, which I took to mean that I was going to become my job to try and figure out why fish were dying in the river and isolate some of the pollution sources. I came here to make my living here in this valley and raise a family here, and it's a stunning river. The views are beautiful, the river itself is beautiful, the animals that live around it are unbelievable.
I guess what feels really good for me, spending a day on the river, is just taking it all in. I mean, the surroundings, you have the trees that are right there, and just the sound of the river, like rushing over the rocks. I don't know, it's like magical.
Well, I've been in the Shenandoah Valley my whole life, born and raised in Winchester, and I've always enjoyed going out and canoeing and hiking and just being outdoors and taking in what I've lived around. And this trip really gave me a greater appreciation for everything, and I think it gave me a little bit of incentive to take care of the valley a little bit better.
For me, the wild places are places where I can sense a deeper connection with the natural world. One of the learning objectives for our class is to develop a deep aesthetic and emotional connection with nature, and I don't see how you can do that apart from these protected places.
I was glad to hear about your journey when George told me that you guys were going to walk the mountain and go on the river. It's something I've never done. I've walked little pieces of the mountain, and I've floated every section of this river, but never in a row, never contiguously, always a little bit here and there.
Once you identify with a particular area, then I think you feel like you have a responsibility to care for it, to be an advocate for it. Obviously, we're worried about global concerns like climate change and things like that, but this is an area that's my responsibility.
On three, ready? It's EcoVenture on three. 1, 2, 3.
EcoVenture! Ow!